after just 7 months of slowly building a life for themselves in Glendale, Arizona, far from the threats and cartel violence that made them flee Mexico. Sonia Correa and her family made the tough decision to return to their home country following Donald Trump's re-election.
Empezaron a que si ganaba Trump, iba a echar a todos los ilegales, que tuvieran asilo político.
They started saying that if Trump won, he would deport every illegal immigrant, even those with political asylum, and that he would send them away with nothing. We thought, we don't have much, but at least we have a truck. If they take it, that's something. Sometimes we didn't have much money, so we would go and collect things people had thrown away. We managed to gather some things. Then we found out he won. And they said that starting around January 20th, they would start deporting everyone, whether they had papers or not, whether they had asylum or not. They would deport everyone. So we thought, why wait to be deported and lose everything?
The family had bought their first car on installments, a tan-colored 2008 Ford F-150 pickup truck that cost them $4,000. They were still poor, sometimes going to soup kitchens for a meal. But it was a life they could only have dreamed of back home in Mexico.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate.
But Trump's campaign and his ultimate victory changed how they felt about living in the United States. They had followed the law, entering the United States at a border crossing and applying for asylum. The application was in process, but they now worried they could lose everything. In the end, fear led the family to leave before Trump had even been sworn in. On January 19th, the family left for the border crossing at Nogales. As they passed Mexican customs, the Mexican National Guard stopped their vehicle and asked for papers, according to the family. Lacking a car title, officials confiscated the family's truck and threatened to arrest the husband, Carlos Leon, for vehicle smuggling.
Y le dijo a mi esposo, pues mire, señor, le asesinó.
He told my husband, look, sir, if you don't cooperate, we'll put you in jail, and that's it. My husband responded, why? If I wasn't doing anything wrong. They said it was because he wasn't American, and that he had entered through political asylum, and that he couldn't take anything from the United States to here, and that he was trafficking American cars.
De carros americanos.
The officials also took $5,000, the family's entire savings, for what they called a fine before Leon could go free. A spokesperson from Mexico's National Customs Agency declined to comment on the specifics of the Correa case. On January 20th, after help from a humanitarian organization, the family returned to their hometown of Uruapan, where the 4-member family shared a small room with no door in the tin-roofed home belonging to Correa's mother. In June, a 62-page letter from Customs seen by Reuters informed them that their truck had been seized and had become property of the federal treasury. Also, that they owed the equivalent of $18,000 in customs duties for bringing in the F-150 to Mexico. Since Trump has returned to the White House, more than 56,000 Mexicans have voluntarily returned from the U.S., according to Mexican government figures. As the Trump administration vows to enact the largest deportation operation in American history, authorities have raided workplaces, sent alleged Venezuelan gang members to a notorious prison in El Salvador, and deployed National Guard and active duty Marines to contain anti-government protests in Los Angeles.